Alright, so in this video, we're going to continue going over fallacies. And the fallacy we're going to go over today is called, well, for this video, is called tu quoque. Since we have time, I'm actually going to write out the definition. Just kind of go over these points slowly. So, rejecting S's claim. S is someone. S's claim that you ought to do X because S doesn't do X. So kind of a standard example for this might be among siblings, where an older sibling might say, "You should wash the dishes," and then the younger sibling says, "Well, I don't have to because you don't wash the dishes." Okay, that's going to be a classic tu quoque, rejecting S's claim that you ought to do X, wash the dishes, because S doesn't do X's, the initial person talking. And it's a fallacy because the fact that the other person doesn't do it doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. So a really good example of this is in the book on page 249. So they have someone saying this. So page 249. My dad's always telling me not to talk on my mobile phone while I'm driving. Phone, right? But why should I take any notice of him? He's always taking calls when he's driving. Okay, so in this case, um, the child, son or daughter, is rejecting the dad's claim that you should not use the phone because the dad doesn't not use his phone. Okay, but the fact that the dad's doing that doesn't mean that the child shouldn't, right? In fact, both of them shouldn't be doing it. So, yeah, that's tu quoque. It's very tempting, probably because, first of all, we don't like to be told that we should do something, but we especially don't like to be told we shouldn't do something, should or shouldn't do something, by someone who doesn't themselves do it. Okay, it's normally because we're often looking for an excuse not to have to do the thing we're doing. So we just search for something and we land on a bad reason, the fact that they're not doing it. But the fact that they're not doing it doesn't mean have any implications about whether you should do it. Okay, it might be, yeah, we don't want to be told what to do, and we get a little bitter or jaded or just not trusting, but really that's independent. Whether they're doing it is independent about whether you should. Okay, so we'll move on. We'll talk about this more in the Zoom as we will the others.